Taurus, and welcome to your April 2018 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. I want to welcome you guys to my channel, whether it's your first time here or your return viewer. Welcome, and I hope that this reading resonates for you. If you find that the messages are not connecting, then I suggest you trying your moon sign, your rising sign, and even possibly your Venus. I know for me that sometimes my moon and my rising resonate where my sun sign doesn't at all. So if you find that sometimes your rising sign is your more dominant sign, then go ahead and watch that reading also. All right, so let's go ahead and get into your reading, okay? The first card that we have represents your current energy, and we have the Star card, okay? So some of my Tauruses, you might be dealing with an Aquarius. If not, then this represents someone that you feel like is a soulmate. This can represent star-crossed lovers. Star-crossed lovers tend to have bad timing in relationships. When one is available, the other isn't, and vice versa, or is always something going on that prevents them from being together. For some of you, this can represent you wanting to reconcile with someone. And this is just having the hope that things will work out, okay? This is a very hopeful card, a very positive card. This also can indicate a spiritual connection. So when you see the Star card, it's like there's someone that means everything to you, okay? Whether you're with this person or not, it indicates that there's someone in the picture that you feel like is your absolute soulmate. Or they feel that way about you. Now, what's crossing all that positive, beautiful energy is the Nine of Swords. So you are worried about something. You are stressing. You are confused. Maybe not confused, stressing, depressed. There's anxiety here. So whether, if you can't get with this person, it may be causing you to react negatively. You're in your head about the situation. This is mental anguish, okay? So maybe just thinking about this person, if you're not able to be with them, is causing you a lot of mental anguish right now. For others, you're trying not to. You're trying to keep this feeling at bay, okay? So the anxiety is lurking, and your challenge is to not let it take control, okay? Because for some of you, you know that you can get caught up in your head, and you don't want to go there. For my singles, for any singles who are watching this video, it could be just you trying to stay positive about the fact that, that love that you want will come into your life, and not letting this fear and anxiety of being single, get to you, all right? Coming from your past position, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This can indicate someone who was tired of being single or unhappy being single. For some, this can indicate a kept woman, okay? Maybe that was you, or you were dealing with somebody who was someone on the side. And also with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, this can represent feeling trapped by materialism. So whether it was someone who was taking care of you, or you felt trapped because you have to take care of someone else, okay? But this can also indicate someone who feels like a lover will complete them. You feel like being in love completes you, and if that's who you used to be and you're trying to get to a more positive place now, you're still trying to not let these negative feelings affect you. All right, moving towards the future, the energy there is the Moon in reverse. So this is emotional, unstable time, emotionally confusing, unpredictable. 1 minute things are good, the next minute you're arguing. This represents possible secrets coming out, the truth being revealed somehow, okay? For some of you, this represents possibly even a Pisces. So, for my singles, you may meet a Pisces in the future. Or for my couples, a Pisces may play some role in your relationship at some point. All right. Now we're going to move on to what you want. And the first card I pulled for that position was the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And so I pulled another card because sometimes I feel like that position, this is what you want. So you either want to be controlling, okay, you want to dominate someone, you want to have all the control in a situation, which would be totally an unbalanced relationship, which would cause a lot of confusion, okay? So, sometimes, there are people who want to be the absolute boss and leader and domineering in a relationship, and for you, Taurus, it seems like that's what you want. For a select few, you might want someone to control you in that manner, okay? And maybe if, as long as their pockets are right, you'd be willing to submit to being controlled by someone. That's absolutely a lot of people's realities. A lot of men and women do not have a problem with the other person being the, dominant partner in the relationship. All right, but I pulled another card with that, and we got the Six of Cups. Okay, so you may be feeling like someone from your past, okay? Warm and fuzzy feelings. So here we have someone in an indication of a kept woman in the past position. So some of you guys out there, this is going to connect with someone in particular, is reminiscing or would like to go back to that situation where you were being kept by someone. Someone was taking very good care of you, and whether you saw them, every day or every once in a while, they were paying your bills, they were providing you a certain lifestyle. So for some of my Tauruses, you are thinking back to this time. This is what you would like again, or to be in that situation, not necessarily with that person. Okay? For others, this just indicates having a warm and fuzzy feeling. So you want someone who's going to give you that warm and fuzzy feeling, okay? Whether it's this soulmate that you're thinking about or just in general, all right? You want someone who's going to make you feel, romantic and loving. And at least give you that feeling, okay? Now, moving on to your internal factors, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So I have to also clarify that in this position, it could be either you were the person who was controlling this person, okay, or you were the person who was being controlled in the situation, either or. Because internally, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this can either indicate someone whose focus is on work right now. You're focusing on making that money. You're not really focused on a relationship. Or this can also indicate being fixated on a person or a situation, okay? Thinking about it over and over again. This could also be trying to please someone over and over again and just, not able to concentrate on anything else, okay? Because you see all these pentacles here, and eights represent infinity, so sometimes that infinity represents a loop in our thought process, right? And we get fixated on a person or a situation or a relationship. So some of you really have a specific person and relationship in mind that you are thinking about or you want to go back to, okay? Now, your advice for the reading is the Fool in reverse. The advice is telling you, don't be foolish, right? The Fool in reverse is basically saying let go of emotional attachments, okay? It's okay to follow your instincts, but you need to release your fears, all right? And if you know better, do better, okay? The fool is in reverse, knows better, but does what they want. And so can the fool too, because, being naive can go either way. But if this is telling you as an advice, if you know better, do better, okay? There's no point of knowing what the right thing is to do and then doing the opposite thing and then winding up in a position where the moon is in reverse and you don't understand why everything is so out of control, all right? It's basically reiterating, don't be foolish, okay? So if you know something is not good for you, if you know someone is not good for you, then don't put yourself back in a situation that's going to cause you stress and anxiety. It's not worth it, right? Now, moving on to your external factor, we have the Three of Wands. So someone is waiting on you to do something, whether it's to make a decision, whether it's to come back. So there may be a situation where you are thinking of someone, that person might be thinking of you too, and they're waiting on you to make a move, okay? They're waiting on you to say, okay, yeah, this is what I want. I'm ready to be in this situation. So Taurus, if you're single and there's someone in your environment, that person may be waiting on you to make a move. From my relationships, your partner is waiting on you to do something, okay? So if that resonates with you and you know what that is, Taurus, go ahead and get to doing it, all right? Your hopes and your fears. Your fear is that all the love is gone, okay? Or you fear that the love is going to be gone from a situation. So for all of you who are thinking about getting back with a soulmate, or trying to call in your soulmate, or hoping to return back to a person in the past, you are fearing that that person's feelings for you have been diminished, or that person will not even, they just won't have any feelings. They'll be neutral. Okay. They might even be cordial with you, but you're afraid basically that that love that you're feeling is not going to be returned. Okay. And that's a natural fear, I think, that everyone has. But once again, trust your instincts. Okay. Let your instincts guide you on how to move in that situation. For my relationships, it's quite the same thing. You may be worried and afraid for some reason that this might be too good to be true, because sometimes we have that happen, right? When we have a situation where someone just seems like the perfect person for us, and then we doubt it because we're like, oh my God, is it possible that I could finally find somebody that's the right person for me? Or if things are going good in a situation finally, and things might have been stressful for a while, you're like, oh really? I don't trust this. So you're just worried or scared that, the person that you love may not love you back, okay? Or that you may not have love for somebody who wants to be with you if somebody from the past is coming back. Now, or like say you're waiting for someone, you know, well, it looks like someone's waiting for you, so you may be afraid that you've taken too long, and when you make a move, they're going to be like, sorry, don't want you anymore. All right. Now, the outcome of this reading is the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so this indicates that, it's getting over a very difficult situation. You're getting over it. You're trying to heal from whatever has happened to you from the past, and you're trying to move on, okay? You're trying to, maybe it's taking longer than you hope, but it's happening, okay? And sometimes if you've been through a very stressful, traumatic, hurtful situation, you've got to give yourself that time to move forward. So don't stress out about missing out on a soulmate. A soulmate is always going to be your soulmate. Don't worry about missing out on something if you're taking the time that you need to heal from a situation. Maybe you need to take some time away from a particular person or your partner. Well, that person, if they love you, they're going to love you, and they'll give you that space that you need to heal. So there's no need for you to be afraid that things are going to fall apart the minute that you take the time that you need to get over the situation. There's no need to fixate on it and because thinking about it over and over again is really not going to change anything, right? And here it is, that tie-in here that you were obsessing over something. Okay, so you need to let go of your fear, release your fear, and just let things happen the way that they're going to happen. All right, Taurus? So I hope that resonated for you. At this point, this is where the extended reading comes in, and I'll pull cards to clarify certain positions in the reading to get a little bit more information. So if you're interested, I do have an icon up at the top of the video that will explain how you can get access to the extended reading. All right, guys. Also, I do offer a monthly giveaway for free reading. So if you want to visit my Patreon site and find out how to enter for that free reading, go ahead and do that. And I will see you guys at the next reading. Okay, guys? Bye.